Alright, you. Roblox bank guy who caught Predator. Rockstar's lining up base scans for GTA 6. Steam lost PayPal supporting entire regions cause activist groups leaned on them. And here in UK, government rolled out Online Safety Act, forcing age verification across everything from video games to Google searches. They dress it up as child protection. They preach safety. Truth is control. Control over what you play. Control over what you watch. Control over what you say. When they sanitise gaming, dominoes roll. Movies, music, books, even the history you read becomes regulated by the same crowd-clutching pearls and cashing checks. This is control dressed as compassion. Censorship in Ivy's vest. And yeah, before we go further, Dutch survival thing. Smash like, hit subscribe, all that bollocks. You know I hate saying it, but it keeps channel breathing while companies and governments try to smother it. Right, now let's cut this up and proper. History short, same playbook on repeat. Michelangelo's David were condemned as obscene. Stephen King's novels were burned in schools. Carpenter's films were branded corrupting filth. Every generation has tried to muzzle art. Every generation failed. What survives in censorship is creation. Games now stand in that lineage, from Mortal Kombat dragged into court, to Manhunt banned for extremity, 6 Days in Fallujah delayed for decades. Every crusade tried to bury them, every crusade only proved their power. Groups like Collective Soul wear a moral halo, while quietly strangling games through finance. They don't debate, they suffocate. PayPal pulled out of regions under their pressure, cutting off players from titles rated legal and fair. This isn't safety, that's erasure enforced by bank transfer. Governments play along. Online Safety Act hands Ofcom sweeping authority framed as protection. Real target is adults. Real weapon is ID checks and databases. Face scans, passport, behaviour profiling, collected, stored, bleeped. Passwords reset, cards cancelled, faces never vanish. Your identity becomes permanent data stock, ripe for breach. And here's kicker. Kids slip past anyway. Fake IDs, VPNs, borrowed accounts. They've been sidestepping locks since Club Penguin. Net catchers only honest adults. Results in safety, it's surveillance with neon smiley face. Rockstar, Activision, EA. They tick compliance boxes, not safety ones. They want headlines off the backs, not predators out of lobbies. They scan your face so they can shrug when chaos hits. Not our fault, did have it. Adults carry punishment while kids still scream slurs through headset. What started as UK law is already warping internet outside our borders. Companies like Google and YouTube don't rewrite the code for one country, they flip switch everywhere. That's why you're seeing French adults flagged as children, Americans dragged into UK compliance tests, and corporations in states suing our government for trampling First Amendment rights. Elon Musk, X, outright refuses to comply, because once you bend here, you bend everywhere. This is not a British issue, this is an international overreach, dressed as child protection, and that's why every gamer, not just ones in UK, needs to fight it together. Look at Roblox, hunting ground itself, man called Real Schlep, once groomed there, returned to expose predator. He caught 6 in months, real arrests followed. Roblox banned him, not because he were wrong, but because he humiliated them. Their billion-dollar safety systems collapsed under one man with a plan. They didn't want predators stopped, they wanted PR untarnished. Predators thrive in kids spaces. They don't need GTA lobbies or Discord servers labelled 18+. They live inside Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite, platforms designed for children. That's where danger is. Age gates on adult spaces don't touch that. While governments chase headlines, real threat stays untouched. And that's pattern everywhere you look. Companies would rather twist rules, silence whistleblowers, and protect their image than honour people who keep them alive. Take Ubisoft. Their latest EULA doesn't just bend trust, it breaks law. Hidden in fine print, they tell you to uninstall and destroy your game if they shut servers down. They've given themselves right to terminate your license at any time, for any reason, and strip away what you paid for. On paper, that sounds airtight. In reality, it crumbles second it collides with UK consumer law. Consumer Rights Act 2015 makes it plain. When you buy digital goods, you gain rates. Games must be fit for purpose, of satisfactory quality, and as described. If they fail, you're entitled to repair, replacement, or refund. And if you buy a physical disc, that's even stronger. You own that product. Ubisoft kills servers and your disc becomes unplayable. Law says that disc is faulty goods. Faulty goods mean Ubisoft owes you a remedy. EULA can demand you destroy your copy, but in UK, Law says Ubisoft is one breaking rules. And here's why it matters. This fate is same fate. If you back Stop Killing Games, if you want to protect ownership and stop publishers ripping titles away, then you're already fighting the same battle against age verification and censorship. Because these companies don't get to pick which laws to follow. They can't wave consumer rights away while bowing to government demands for ID checks. It's both or none. You can't defend player ownership on one hand while handing away your privacy with other. Think about it. I'd rather hold a license to a game than scan my passport and feed a database every time I want to buy one. I'd rather fight to stop games being killed than live in a world where they're wither anyway under a mountain of ID scans, compliance hoops, and surveillance hurdle. We already have updates, installs, day one patches, and login screen. Do we really want another barrier just to sit down and have a little fun? If Stop Killing Games matters to you, then this matters too. It all stands hand in hand. One fate, one front. So let's be clear, when publishers write clauses that stomp over consumer law, when governments demand face scans to play, when platforms ban people actually protecting kids, it's all the same disease. Responsibility dodged, rates erased. But there's another side to this coin, and it sits closer to home. Because truth is, a lot of this starts in the living room. Parents feed fire. Kids don't buy GTA with pocket chain. Parents hand them console, credit card, access. They ignore giant 18 ratings stamped on box. Then when kid runs riot online, blame gets thrown at devs, platform, society. Responsibility starts in living room, not login screen. I've seen parents do it right. Sitting beside the kids, vetting friends, joining play. That works. That builds awareness. That's parenting. Gamers have been loudest about predators in kid spaces, with flag dangers. Some like Slep even did job platforms refused. For that we get banned, erasure, false labels as villain. Meanwhile, corporations leave predators untouched while they posture as protectors. They guard PR, not children. Every time you hand power to governments and corporations to decide what's safe, boundaries creep. Today it's games, tomorrow it's books, soon it's ideas. Orwell's 1984 won to fantasy, it were a warning. Equilibrium won to action fluff, it were prophecy. Erased art, erased freedom. Sanitisation in safety, it's death of culture. This entire machine runs on liability and optics. Real moderation costs money, proper systems cost money, trained staff cost money, cheap compliance costs notes. A pop-up ID scan lets companies say, we tried, while predators roam freely. Politicians love it too. Pass a law, get a headline, call it solved. Reality rocks. We are adults. We are gamers. We grew up with this medium. Games are art, history, therapy, rebellion. They're messy and human, as they should be. So when they said they'll sanitize it for safety, we answer, this is control. This is censorship. This is theft of culture. Solutions exist. Real one. Make age ratings enforceable like alcohol laws. Hold parents accountable. Force platforms to secure the kid-focused spaces with real moderation. Support whistleblowers instead of banning them. Empower adults instead of treating them like criminals in waiting. Safety begins at home, not in a government database. This is art, this is freedom, this is ours to defend. When corporations and politicians treat us as problems, we remind them we are culture they sell. We are billions who grew up on this craft, and we're not bending to control wrapped in false safety. Protect kids where danger truly lives. Hold parents accountable for their role. Force platforms to clean their own house. Keep adults free from surveillance. Future art, freedom, and gaming itself rest on whether we submit or whether we fight back. This isn't silent. This is defiant. You'll not erase us. And if you want to keep fate breathing, you know what drill. Join Discord, follow our X, maybe even sling a membership if you've got spare change. Smash like it, subscribe, drop your comments and questions below. Roast me, roast industry. Just don't stay silent. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.